Sorry, let me see if this is working on all of the things. It looks like it is. Hello, everybody. We are live. Okay, we are making another t-shirt dress today, and well, we made a t-shirt dress last week all the way through, and it was like 2.5 hours long. So this time I'm just gonna do the cutting tonight, and we'll do sewing tomorrow. So we're not gonna make the whole thing, but I've got my materials right here. Right here. I've got my pattern dress for cutting around. I've got a strip of gold fabric, which we're going to pretend is actually silver, but this is what I had on hand. I've got a pink t-shirt, which I'm actually kind of sad that I'm cutting, but I have two, so it's fine. And then I have this yellow t-shirt that I was actually going to turn into a bell dress, but I'm not doing that anymore. So here we are. If I haven't already said, I'm thinking back to school. I know that that's a little bit late for some, but my daughter actually doesn't start school until the middle of September. So here we go. Okay, so I have to remember what I'm trying to do here. We're going to cut into the yellow shirt first. Oh, and I forgot my marker. I guess as I was walking you through my materials, I forgot. Cutting utensils. And my fabric marker, which is actually probably one of my favorite things. Alright, so I'm going to try to explain this as well as I can. I don't know if I should put this side closer to you or not. We'll figure this out eventually. Okay, so what we're going to do is, you know what I didn't think through? Is that this is ruffled. I was like, oh yeah, that's cute. Oh well, I guess we're just going to go with it. I was going to put something here, but I guess we'll have to put it on the skirt or something. Okay. So, this part of our t-shirt gets lined up with this part of our pattern dress. So, that it doesn't make it too low when we put it on our daughter. This one has a really big neck. Let's see. Make it really high. Haha. Alright, we're just going to cut into it and see how it goes. Okay, so here is the deal. Nope, that's not gonna work. We're gonna line up the collar corners instead on this shirt. On a regular t-shirt, that's what I do. But for this one with the big neck, I am going to line it up with the back instead and have the shoulders line up there. So I'm gonna go up a 1/4 inch from my shoulder here so that I have a seam allowance. And go all the way out to this shoulder line and then go out a 1/4 inch from there. And go down. And then we're going to come down to the side seam here. And we're going to do just a straight line from a 1/4 inch out the side and just go straight down instead of going in. I don't know how well you can see this, but it's like a ½ inch or something down here and a ¼ inch up here, but we're just going to do a straight line all the way down. Okay, and then I'm going to find the edge of my shoulder seam here, and I'm going to put a dot right here underneath on the one that I'm cutting. And then I'm just going to, now hang on, I forgot to go up a ¼ inch from the bottom, from the armpit seam, so that it makes it the armpit just a little bit smaller. Okay, now I'm going to play connect the dots. So I've got my line here, my dot here, and my line up here. And if I feel like that's a little extreme, then I may curve it just a little bit less up here at the top. But I think that that looks pretty good. And then I need to decide how long I want my bodice to be. I think that'll be fine. Then I'm going to come over here and mark where the side seam should be on this side, a ¼ inch out from the armpit seam. And you know what? We're not going to have a lot of yellow left over. Maybe I should have made this one for my littlest one instead. This shirt is not, this yellow one is not awesome. Okay. So I am going to start cutting my, in a way that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start cutting my shirt. On the shoulder, on the armpit. Just have to remember which line you need to cut on. Or armhole, I guess, armpit, and side seam. And since I didn't pre-cut my sides on this shirt, I'm going to come down here and actually cut this roughly piece off down here. So I'm going to line the bottom up. And I'm just going to chop it off. I like to go for a theme on my dresses that I make. I think it makes it more fun than just like making a pink dress. It's like you can buy that at Walmart, you know. But if your child has a specific interest or hobby or whatever, then you can make it however they like. This one's not a particular interest to my daughter, but holidays and seasons and all of those things are fun too. going to be very yellow. I guess I'm going to need some more pink than I thought, but that's okay. Let's see, how do I get this to be... The ruffles are kind of throwing me off. It's a lot easier when it's just a flat. For keeping the ruffles though, we'll need to cut like there's ruffles. It'll be good enough. T-shirt dresses I've found so far to be very forgiving, so don't be too afraid to mess up. Let's see, this isn't even straight. It's fine, we'll figure it out. Okay, I'm just going to go for it. We're at 10 inches over here, so we're going to go 10 inches over here and hope for the best. You can do this with scissors, I just find it easier. And since I have these tools on hand, I might as well use them. They're really nice to have. I haven't always had one of these. Okay. Now I can take my bodice and fold it in half, and I just bring my side seam over to this other mark that I made to make sure that it's long enough, and then line up the neck so that it'll be symmetrical. There. And then we're only going to cut through the top layer here, just like using it as a pattern. And got a little armhole and shoulder. Oops, I need new fabric scissors. These ones are like bent or something, so they don't cut very well. Okay, so there's my front piece. Cute. Now I'm going to cut up my seams because it'll make it easier to have it lay flat. All the way through to the sleeve, and then I'm going to cut the sleeve off because the sleeve makes it three-dimensional. I don't even know what to do about this little frilly thing. Okay, we're good. It's kind of cute. Maybe we can turn it into like a pocket or something. I don't know. Okay, and cut on the seams here. Okay, it's laying flat. So we're just going to go for it. I should preface this by saying I get my t-shirts usually at the DI or a thrift store or whatever. It is a thrift store, so just if you're not in Utah, maybe you don't know what that is. But I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, people get all bent out of shape when you buy bigger size, like plus size shirts. What the heck? That is so not straight. Because I guess those sizes are hard to come by for people who are that size. So if your daughter is not I don't know, a bigger size toddler, a kid, I don't know. You can do this with smaller shirts. Okay, so what I did is I just lined up the top collar, like by the shoulder, with the collar on the back. It isn't going to line up perfectly, and that's because usually when you're making a dress, you do the collar by yourself, like it has its own pattern, you know? Pattern piece. But we are doing it the quick and easy way. So this is just how it's going to be. And I don't have a problem with it. Eventually, I would like to get a pattern that I can just follow every time and not have to make up every time with one of the dresses that fit her. But until then, this is what we're doing. So, and actually I am in touch with a pattern maker, so if you are afraid to cut into a shirt like this just by kind of winging it, like how I'm doing, then let me know. I would love to actually like do this with other people, you know? So just talking blindly to myself. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to make this straight again. I don't know what happened. And I ended up cutting a little extra off of here, so I'm gonna, oh, hang on, after I cut the shoulder here. Then I am going to fold this in half with both the front and the back so that I can cut them both at the same time. Just this side. I'm gonna have to cut the bottom again because it's not symmetrical. Probably a third time, fourth time, I don't even know what number we're on right now. I think 2. Okay. Because when one side is lopsided like that and then you try to match them up, then usually it turns into a V kind of situation, or like this. Either way, it's not awesome. Okay, front and back pieces. and then I'm going to cut it again. Because theoretically the armpits should be symmetrical. Theoretically. And this is why we need a pattern. Okay, let's see, we're at a 1/4 inch here, so we'll put a 1/4 inch here. And then because of the ruffles, it's just gonna all be messed up anyway. Okay, whoops. Right, I don't even know. It'll get figured out. I think it's straight now. It looks straight. Okay, front and back pieces. Then the skirt, which is super short, but is now should be able to be flat. So I can make these sides straight. Just clings to itself. It's fine. I'll have to cut the top and bottom anyway because the top somehow ended up being wider both here and here. So it's good enough. I say as I try to straighten it more. Okay. We're just gonna have to go with it for now. And we're at a 1/2 inch, 3.5. Wow, that's a lot off. Like 3.25. Makes it a lot shorter. Shoot. Yeah, I guess that's just how it's gonna be. The goal is a rectangle. So, let's see. 11 inch, 11. That's not lined up straight. Okay. So we're gonna go. Ignore the numbers that I'm saying because they don't actually mean anything. We're just going for a rectangle any way that we can get it. Oh, and we're sliding all over the place. Oh my goodness. Hold it better. Okay. Woo. Alrighty. So this and this will go together. Oop. It's more like a top than a dress. Let's see. So I was thinking I would turn this into like a bow around the middle here. And then we'd have a strip of pink down here at the bottom. Let me try to, hang on. So like this. But I think we're gonna need this to make the dress longer. So maybe we'll go back to the idea of putting these, well, these together. And this strip at the bottom. And then the pink strip at the bottom. Yeah. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. And then I was gonna do pink sleeves. But I'm wondering now if they should be yellow. I don't know. We'll get there. Okay. So, now let's make our strip straight because I got it from Walmart and Walmart does not know how to cut straight lines. I recommend Joann's or probably another real fabric store to get straight lines. Hopefully I got what I paid for. Not that it's really that important, it was only 89 cents. But I bought fabric at Walmart once and they cut it crooked and I didn't get as much as I needed and I had to go back and buy more. And I was upset because I was actually broke. Okay. Fabric's expensive. That's why it's nice to make it out of t-shirts. Okay. So, we doing, how's our hair? I bought this for my husband's Halloween costume last year. He has naturally curly hair, so I was making him be Willy Wonka because everybody just loves his hair and I had him grow it out, but not for long enough, so that was a bummer. But we were building our house, so he was working on the house on Halloween, so he got home late and this last Halloween just wasn't my favorite. We're gonna try to do a family costume this year because it's just more fun. The kids are what make it fun and it was just whatever last year and I didn't get to make our costumes and I was sad. I always bite off more than I can chew. Project wise, I went to the DI and I got a white suit coat and I was just gonna dye it purple, but I didn't think about how they purposefully make white suit coats unstainable. So it was just a giant mess. It turned a like a lilac, I don't know how to say that actually, color. Ooh, that's cutting it close to the length here. I'm just gonna cut it a little bit off of each side so that I don't have this ugly, actually, if I use my seam, I'll just do, give me too much here, it'll cover it. I'm whispering, sorry. Just trying to get this to be as long as possible, but not be able to see that ugly, not shiny part of it. Okay. So anyway, long story short, we ended up buying a cheap Willy Wonka costume from Amazon, and it was mediocre at best. I was sad. So as long as my girls are on board with having family costumes, that's what we're gonna do. Whether I want to be a car or not, I don't even care. I'll be a car. Or in this year's case, probably a dragon. Okay. So I'm thinking that we're probably going to have to cut 2 strips of pink so that we can sew them together to make them long enough, and then maybe it'll be roughly at the bottom because it'll be like this much. You can't see anything. Oh my gosh. What have I been doing with my life? Well, there goes all of the viewers. Sorry, everybody. Shoot. Okay. Moving on. Let's see how long we need this dress to be, roughly. Oh, that's actually not so bad because this is a really long dress. And obviously, some seams and it'll be shorter than that and stuff, but really, like 4 inches. But that means that we can't use the bottom seam of this shirt. So we'll probably make it like an inch longer. I don't know, maybe we'll go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. This one's about 7.5-ish, maybe 7.25 inches. So if we can get as much out of this. Okay. Just gonna cut my hem off. Normally, I try to keep the hem, but I don't want it to be like a balloon dress and just be like this circle, you know? I want it to ruffle at the bottom so that it has to be longer. So we're gonna go, let's see, actually, I think the bottom of the words come to here on the back. So 13 inches. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5, so we're good. We'll just do the 6. 6 inches. Actually, 7 because there's an inch missing at the bottom. I'm whispering again, sorry. I'm just doing math out loud. 7 minus 1 is really hard. Okay, 6 there, and this is not straight. Are we actually looking at what I'm doing now? Sheesh. Okay, and then 6 here, so 6 plus 6, nope, didn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13. Because we didn't start at 1. Where's my scissors now? Hiding. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut along this side. There are no seams, so just hope that it's straight. Okay. Oh, we still have to do the sleeves. Dang it, I got so excited. Okay, let's do this though. We're going to set it up like how we're going to sew it so that I can actually decide if I want yellow sleeves or if I want pink sleeves. Do you see my vibe here? Do you see what I'm going for? If this was silver, it would be like, you know? Gold is fine. I've seen gold before. I just think it would be a nice contrast, I guess. This is gonna be cute. Okay, would you do pink sleeves? I don't have my sleeves cut off of this yet. So it's hard to imagine. Should we do pink sleeves? Or should we do, where are my yellow sleeves at? Just pretend like this is a yellow sleeve. Yellow sleeves. I'm leaning towards yellow. I think yellow would look good. Okay, let's do yellow. Where are my sleeves at? Oh, this is the sleeve. This is such a weird shape, and I had to cut into the sleeve to get part of the back, I think. Anyway, so here's one. And here's the other. Alright. So these sleeves are super wonky, but basically, usually what I do is I take my pattern dress. This one's not a great example because it doesn't actually have sleeves. But I would measure with a tape measure from the shoulder down to the bottom of the sleeve and see how long it is. And then add, I don't know, 1/4 inch. And then I would go up that amount from here up. And then I would make a mark. And then I would measure from the top of the sleeve down that far and see how, you can't see again. So I would measure from the top of the sleeve down to the mark that I just made, and then I would do that all across the side of the sleeve. And then you would end up with the same shape sleeve. And then on the edges, you kind of just, you don't want to go that same distance because it's too small. But if you add like, I don't know, don't take my word for it, but maybe 2 inches on each side, then you should be good. And if it's too big, then you can always gather the top and it looks like you did it on purpose and it ends up being super cute, so I don't even worry about it if it's too long, too wide this way. But since my sleeves are so weird shaped, I'm going to, forgive me, these are all my makeshift patterns. Oh, I've got it. I followed a YouTube tutorial a sleeve pattern. I don't even remember what for. Okay. You could even use a sleeve pattern from another dress, because obviously this pattern is not made for these sleeve holes that I just made up. Now I can't find my pen. Oh, it's all the way over here. Okay, so this is obviously a long sleeve, but I'm just gonna go like I'm gonna put the corner of my long sleeve pattern like a 1/4 inch above the first seam, I guess, on each side, and I'm just gonna trace my pattern piece. I'm sorry if my description didn't make any sense on trying to cut the sleeve the same shape as the other. Oh, and also I need to say this is the front, and this is the back, because it would fit even weirder if we didn't get that right. So I'm gonna cut it out. Do. My brother got me these scissors for Christmas one year, and he was like, I'll give you a hint. You're gonna use it every day. And then when I opened it, I was like, I'm gonna use it every day. I don't even sew. This was back before, so me and my husband were dating. And I think the reason that my brother thought that I would use them every day is because I made Skylar a quilt for Christmas. And now I do use them a lot. Okay. And now I need new ones because I've used them so much. Okay, so now I need to do the same on this sleeve, but opposite. So I'm gonna flip this one over. Right? I always confuse myself here. I feel like that makes sense. Right? So the idea behind making dresses out of t-shirts is that you can use the already hemmed edges. So you don't have to hem, which makes it faster. I'm sure that making up your own pattern kind of eats up some of the time, but if you had a pattern or used the same pattern every single time, I feel like it would be a real time saver. So if you're busy and you have kids and you don't ever get to sew anymore but you want to, these are a good option. Okay, please tell me that these are opposites. They are. Okay, so that was the right way to go. Now this is the front. This is the back. Okay. And just like that. What do you think? Let's see. This is actually for this side, and this is for this side. Cute, right? The quilt's not so bad. Does it look pencil. Oh, you can't see. Sorry. Look at that! How cute! Huh? What do you think? I think it's gonna be super cute. I was gonna get like a little, or I was gonna make a little fabric, or a pencil patch, and I was gonna put it right here. But since this is roughly, I don't think that's gonna work. And I don't really think it needs it. I think it's gonna be super cute. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I hope that eventually I get to the point that people are wanting to follow along with these, and then we can start crafting together. But if you watched any of it, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm ready for bed. So we'll see you tomorrow when we sew the pieces together. Okay, thank you.